Good evening, I'm Kimilia and this is Kini News. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has welcomed the ICC's decision to issue arrest warrants for Benjamin Netanyahu and the former Israeli Defense Minister. Here's what he said about the matter. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim said the International Criminal Court's decision to issue arrest warrants against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and former Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant for alleged war crimes in Gaza is appropriate. Anwar said the world judicial body's decision was well justified as it was based on the law and evidence of the ongoing injustice, oppression and killings by the Zionist regime. He told reporters today that we welcome the decision and that they should be arrested even if they are visiting other countries. Anwar said the ICC's decision to issue arrest warrants for the two individuals also indirectly confirms the incidents of violence and oppression that have occurred against Palestine and its people. The Prime Minister said the ICC's arrest warrants is also a victory for those who have been fighting for justice for Palestine. When asked about the United States' decision to reject the arrest warrants, Anwar replied that it's the US's decision, but he thinks the world's decision is the opposite. On Thursday, in a historic decision, the ICC announced that arrest warrants had been issued against Netanyahu and Gallant for alleged war crimes they committed in the Palestinian territories, including Gaza. PAS said that PN has not yet decided on their prime minister candidates for the next general election. The party's spiritual leader also said that PAS is more suitable to lead the coalition. PAS has denied naming Muhyiddin Yassin as the Perikatan Nasional's prime ministerial candidate in the next general election. This was in response to Ahmad Faisal Azumu's remarks about Muhyiddin being PN's sole nominee for the country's top position. PAS spiritual leader Hashim Jassin reportedly said that Bersatu cannot sideline PAS in determining the candidate for this important position unless it is a mutually agreed decision. He stressed that any decision regarding the top position should PN win the 16th general election must be thoroughly deliberated. According to Utusan Malaysia, Hashim also said that in terms of leadership qualifications, he believes PAS is more suitable for leading PN. He said they had more seats and stronger grassroots machinery nationwide, so this needs to be seriously considered. Hashim added that although PAS only holds deputy positions within PN, the party's track record in parliament is more significant, as are their community efforts and other initiatives. He said the party also had no record of party hopping and PAS members did not scramble for positions. However, Gerakan has disagreed with them. Dominic Lau said Muhyiddin has the experience, leadership qualities as well as the support of the coalition. Gerakan President Dominic Lau has made it clear that Perikatan Nasional Chairperson Muhyiddin Yassin is the coalition's candidate for the Prime Minister post. He pointed out that the former Premier has the experience, leadership qualities and support of the coalition. Lau added that Muhyiddin also prioritizes a mutual approach and moderation and is the most suitable person to be PN's poster boy. He was responding to PAS spiritual leader Hashim Jassin, who said that the Islamist Party is more qualified to spearhead the coalition. Lau said all quarters within PN are free to provide their opinions and views, but the final decision is with the Supreme Council. He added that he disagreed with Hashim, who had said that the qualification to be PM hinges on the number of seats in the Dewan Rakyat and the strength of the machinery at the grassroots level. He said the fact is we need 112 seats to form the federal government, not 43 or 50. Lau stressed that if the decision is made based solely on the numbers of seats, DAP would have nominated a candidate for the Prime Minister position in the present government. In conjunction with Malaysia Kini turning 25, from now to 30th November, you can subscribe or renew your Malaysia Kini package with 25% off. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to enjoy this exclusive offer. Zaid Ibrahim also shared his views on the topic. He said it is pointless for PAS to dream of becoming Prime Minister. Zaid Ibrahim does not think that PAS can clinch the Prime Minister post should Perikatan Nasional win in the next general election. He said this in response to PAS spiritual leader Hashim Jassin's remarks that the Islamist Party is more qualified to spearhead PN. In a post on X today, he said many leaders are qualified, but the critical thing to remember is who is most acceptable to most people in the country. He added that many PAS leaders are qualified, but they are not suitable or winnable candidates. Zaid said that PAS is a party that attracts only Malays in northern Perak, Kedah, Kelantan and Terengganu. He claimed that they don't have support elsewhere and said that it is pointless for PAS to dream of becoming PM. The former law minister said the nation needed a leader who is prepared to come down hard on corruption, and he is not confident that the Islamic Party would be able to do so. He said they will only go after soft targets like 4D shops, massage parlors, beer and Chinese pork shops. Irrespective of who or which party claims the throne, Zaid said none of the current leaders are prepared to take on the cartels. He said the person who deserves support as PM is the one who is willing to deal with real corruption and not the Corruption Perception Index. For that, he said they need to deal with corrupt civil servants who are usually just transferred to another department. PSM has expressed their support for Hassan Karim and called on PKR not to silence the sole voice and soul of Reformasi in the party. PSM Deputy Chairperson S. Arichelvan believes that Pasir Gudang MP Hassan Abdul Karim is the sole voice and soul of Reformasi left in PKR. Arichelvan told Malaysia Kini that when many in the Reformasi movement have taken the line of being silent or being yes men to the ruling elites, Hassan has been the conscience of the 1998 Reformasi spirit. He said that Hassan's only offence is that he has been principled and stood his ground. Arichelvan was responding to the PKR disciplinary board hauling up the lawmaker over his remarks on Putrajaya's decision to appoint the royalty-linked U-Mobile as the second operator for Malaysia's 5G network. He described the move as appalling and said that PSM hoped that justice would prevail and the charges against Hassan would be stopped. He pointed out that while others have been booted from political parties for jumping ship and criminal and corruption offences, Hassan's only crime is being honest and truthful. Arichelvan claimed that Hassan is the voice of the many but is becoming increasingly isolated within his own party, which has been straying from its original reform agenda. He stressed that silencing Hassan amounts to silencing the conscience of the movement, which PKR President Anwar Ibrahim rallied before. Yesterday, Malaysia Kini reported that Hassan was accused of tarnishing the party's image, insulting the Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Ibrahim Sultan Iskandar, and criticizing the government with his comments on the 5G decision. PKR Secretary-General Fuzia Saleh said the disciplinary action was initiated following complaints the party received against Hassan from several members of its Central Leadership Council. Sabah Chief Minister Hajiji Noor has claimed that the former Sabah Mineral Management CEO acted against the decision of its board. He added that the transgressions have been reported to the police and MACC. Sabah Chief Minister Hajiji Noor has accused former Sabah Mineral Management Chief Executive Officer John T. Enggihon of acting against the board's decision. He said without making accusations, the former CEO acted contrary to the board's decisions. Hajiji reportedly said that according to SMM's report, the board decided otherwise, but the CEO went ahead and issued letters granting prospecting licenses to selected companies. He added that Jonty's alleged transgressions have been reported to the MACC and police. He was quoted as saying by the Daily Express to let the relevant authorities investigate and determine the truth, motives and those responsible. He said the process of granting PLs doesn't involve mining or funds yet, but it has already raised concerns. He added that they have nothing to hide and he saw this as a political game. Ultimately, he said it is up to the people to judge. Hajiji was responding to Parti Warisan President Muhammad Shafi Abdal, who sought clarification over the opposition being linked to the whistleblower. However, Hajiji clarified that the leaders had not blamed specific opposition parties, but indicated that supporters of the opposition could also be perceived as opposition. Jonty had previously lodged a MSCC report against Hajiji, who is the chairperson of SMM, accusing him of abusing his powers. Meanwhile, Hajiji had denied the allegation and described it as an attempt to undermine his state government. Back to PAS, the party's vice president has told Anwar to view criticism seriously and display his commitment to address the weaknesses in his administration. PAS has censured Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim for comparing Bursa's poor grading of his government to the UPSR examination. PAS Vice President Amar Abdullah said it is irresponsible and immature. In a statement, he said as the top leader, Anwar should view the criticism seriously and display his commitment to address the weaknesses in his administration. According to Amar, Bursa's degrading showed that Anwar failed to deliver his promises of reform and that ridiculing the matter would further erode public confidence in his administration. He said what is needed is not rhetoric or jokes, but concrete actions which can bring change. Yesterday, Anwar had described his Madani government as still very new when asked about Bursa rating his administration's performance to date with a D. Anwar said he believes that his government could do better in future, saying it would aspire to score an A in the SPM examination after obtaining a D in Bursa's test, which he equated to the UPSR examination for Standard 6 pupils in the past. That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.